Yo, what's good, y'all? My name is Michael, and the topic for my presentation is American anti-intellectualism. Anti-intellectualism has existed since before America was founded, dating back to the Puritans in the 1600s. This lack of enthusiasm in regards to the pursuit of knowledge still exists today, and is the primary cause behind the student debt crisis America is facing. This is why, even though workforce skills can be useful, colleges should fight back against anti-intellectualism. There are three primary types of American anti-intellectualism. First, anti-rationalism, or anything against coming to a conclusion using critical thinking. Second, anti-elitism, or the idea that intellectuals believe they're better than everyone else. Third, unreflective industrialism, or the idea that if something is not of immediate practical value, it's not worth studying. Examples of each can be seen throughout American history. In 1967, Ronald Reagan went on record saying that the state should not subsidize intellectual curiosity. While running as governor of California, he called for the end of free tuition for state and university college students, a 20% annual cut in higher education funding, and cut construction funds for state campuses. Governor Reagan not only supported a cut on spending for higher education, he also opposed additional funding for basic education, causing an increase in local taxes and made public schools progressively worse. Since the 1960s, the cost of college has been increasing astronomically. Between 1970 and 2010, the cost to go to a public four-year college rose 200%. A public two-year college rose close to 125%. And a private four-year is now 150% higher than it cost in 1970. In addition to that, student loan costs hit record highs. Rising for the 18th consecutive year, American student loan debt was at $260 billion in 2004 and is now $1.4 trillion as of 2017. Government funding was also cut. In 1976, the average percent of college covered by the Pell Grant, a grant awarded to people with extreme financial needs, was 72%. Today, the number is 34%. In politics, we see anti-intellectualism being embraced now more than ever. In the 2016 election, Donald Trump's campaign was filled with anti-intellectualism and his disdain for experts. For example, Trump questioned on several occasions whether or not climate scientists were secretly working with Chinese business interests to falsely promote evidence of climate change. Similar rhetoric appeared in the United Kingdom's decision to leave EU called Brexit. An advocate for Brexit, Michael Gove, drew attention in 2016 for claiming that people in the United Kingdom have had enough of experts. This rhetoric of distrust in scientific theories and experts from the top allows for government to control their supporters through populism. Republicans have been using a pseudo-populist strategy to gain the appeal of white, Catholic, Northern voters and working-class white Southerners over the past 30 years. They have succeeded in portraying the Democratic Party as a new establishment with intentions to impose elitist, liberal, racial views on their conservative voters. The Democratic Party, on the other hand, has made a moral commitment to legal and citizenship rights for everyone. In making such a commitment, the liberal wing of the nation guaranteed the loss of power as majoritarian public opinion tilted in favor of the Republican Party. The acceptance of intelligence by society does not mean practical workforce skills are going to become unvalued. Jobs in civil construction, culinary arts, and cosmetology are all solid practical career choices. Electricians make up more than 600,000 skilled trade jobs in the U.S. with average salaries of $52K. Today, there are 358,000 Americans registered as an apprentice, and unlike most interns, they are paid employees who earn a paycheck for their work. Students in an apprenticeship can learn on the job training that give college credit towards an associate's or bachelor's degree depending on the industry. Apprenticeships also create pathways to middle-class jobs without having to take on mountains of debt with today's record-high college costs. In order to fight back against anti-intellectualism and educate the masses, states should prioritize making community college and apprenticeship programs free of charge. In addition, tax credits should be given to those who choose to pursue their bachelor or master's degree at a university. This will aid in educating future generations by infusing a rush of intellect back into our society, as well as providing jobs in healthcare, IT, and engineering, to name a few. This creates higher paying jobs and gives Americans more money to spend on goods and services, directly benefiting our economy. Most of all, it provides poor working class families access to new ideas from a global perspective, combating ignorance and biased popular discourse spread locally in rural American towns. Throughout American history, the pursuit of intellect has been challenged. Today's current political climate demonstrates the results of what happens when we neglect critical thinking and allow populism to take control. Rejecting anti-intellectualism by increasing funding for higher education should be our primary goal in America. Without an educated, highly skilled workforce, we risk being left behind on the global market.